hate these chairs. Every time I try to sit, it's ridiculous. Okay, come on, go live, go live, go live. I can edit out all this on YouTube afterwards.
No, I don't care. It's fine. They get to know the real us behind the scenes.
Oh God, that would be a terrible thing for people to know.
Oh, I almost choked. It's not live yet?
It's live. It's live.
Oh,
We're
it is
live.
live?
We're live.
Okay.
I'm just waiting
False alarm.
to see if people show up or not.
Well. Side life.
Twitch, give me the people.
Can they hear us?
Yeah, they should be able to hear us.
Okay, cool.
Volume is up. Live.
Cool.
Just gonna make sure. Come on, computer. Anytime now. Alright, we're at 0 people right now, so we'll just wait.
Today's topic, why Destiny 2 is a crime to humanity.
You take that back, you sinister, sinister man. Okay, so, we've got some people. So let's get started. Hello there. People of the world. Hello there. We're back with episode 2 of the 501st podcast. You got me, your ever so lovable human being. And we are back, joined with Luca.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? That's comforting. Alright, so, we're going to be talking about the new Bad Batch episode, which came out.
Both of them.
Yes, both of them. We're going to be talking about last week's and this week's. So stick around, have some fun. We're gonna be talking, joking. So if you guys want to talk in the chat, feel free. You guys know the drill. So yeah, last week's Bad Batch episode. Let's just jump right into it. Luca, do you want to give us a rundown on what happened?
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I wrote this in the title of the stream. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers. Spoilers. Okay, you've had your chance. Okay, Luca, go.
Okay, so what happens first? So these.
It's been 2 weeks. Give us.
It's been too long.
Give us a little bit of time.
Okay, so the Bad Batch, the baddies, go to the planet Bracca, which, if you guys have played Jedi Fallen Order, if you haven't, you really should. It's a really good game.
Really good game.
Yeah, if you have played it, it's the planet that the game like starts on. It's like this kind of like shipyard. Ship breaking planet,
junkyard,
like, junkyard kind of. It's basically my room, but like in a Star Wars planet. Yeah, so they go there. Why did they go there again?
I think they're sent there to like get parts or whatever for what's her face, female Jabba.
No. Oh wait, hold on. I jumped the gun. I'm so sorry. So
he's jumped the gun.
I jumped. Okay, so before that even happens, like forget all about that. We have the introduction of a fan favorite character, or not the introduction, the reintroduction, I guess. Who I am sure we will definitely talk about more tonight.
Exactly, we definitely will be.
Captain Rex shows up in the bar in the canteen.
We got our Mr. Rex, the big old boy himself.
Big old boy whose idea of camouflage is throwing a burlap sack over himself.
While still wearing his 501st clone armor.
Yes, because that never that's very inconspicuous.
Exactly.
And he's like, oh yeah, they'll never find me.
They'll never find me.
God forbid he has to shake anyone's hand. Is that clone armor? No, that's
It's cosplay.
Yeah,
it's cosplay. I swear.
It's like Captain Rex is the coolest. You know, I cosplay as him. He's the coolest. You know, like he's really a
Never
hero.
mind that I look exactly like him.
Yeah. That's just how dedicated they are to the cosplay. He's like,
Yeah.
I shaved my head.
For this.
Yeah, maybe he's like a cancer survivor, you know? And he's like, might as well roll with it, right?
And we're starting off.
Yeah,
we're starting off hot with cancer survivor
I'm
jokes.
sorry.
Alright.
Yeah, anyways, so they meet Captain Rex, who's basically like, yo guys, the inhibitor chips are straight up not a good time.
Straight up not a good time.
Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, but ours are kind of like deactivated because we're kind of weird. You know, they got like the genetic mutations or whatever that kind of inhibit the inhibitor chips.
Yeah.
But Rex is still like, you know, that's not good enough. So I'll take you to this place I know where we can find a Jedi cruiser.
Yep. Which will be able to like get us into like the machinery to like get the inhibitor chips out.
Exactly. The med bay, I guess. Yeah, so they all go with Rex to the planet Bracca, right? And they land on like this Jedi cruiser, and they're kind of like spelunking through it. And then Wrecker almost gets eaten by a Dianoga, that tentacle-y thing.
Yep.
From A New Hope. So that's a pretty cool callback.
It's a nice little cameo.
Yeah, and then they
just for clarified, the thing that tries to eat Luke in the garbage compactor room in A New Hope.
Yeah, the slimy thing, like underwater.
Big old tentacle boy.
And then they get to the med bay, and they decide to do Wrecker first
because he's been having shall we say, some headaches.
Yeah. A little bump in the head. But before they sort of get him under, he kind of like snaps, and he goes full on Order 66 mode, full on good soldiers follow orders.
Yep, and he decides, you know what? I've had enough of this pacifist nonsense.
I'm gonna kill Omega.
Exactly, and so he literally tries to wipe out all the clone, tries to kill the rest of the Bad Batch and Omega. Again, for clarity, spoilers. But yes, they try to kill Omega, and the rest of the Bad Batch end up managing to subdue him, and they get his inhibitor chip out. Thank goodness. However, the rest of the group eventually gets their inhibitor chips out, and Rex is like, "Join me." No, but in all honesty, pretty much is what it was exactly.
Join my terrorist faction.
And we're off. Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, which you guys probably don't know. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
Unplaced Region 9.
Yes, thank you. If you want to head over to my Twitch channel, Imperial's Force, or we're also on YouTube by the same name, Imperial's Force, and go ahead and hit that follow button. I appreciate it.
I hope you find your region very soon. I hope it becomes placed.
You know, it's moments like this where I silently, because you guys, there's no camera, so you guys can't see this, but there's some body language is all I'm going to say, alright? But yeah, so that's basically last week's episode. Your main things are Rex cameos, Wrecker finally snaps, good soldiers follow orders, and they get their inhibitor chips out. That's basically your whole episode last week, pretty much. I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was cool. I do have this thing, though, about having characters cameo for the sake of cameoing?
Kaminoans?
I can't speak! But yeah, I don't like when characters just cameo for the sake of being there. I don't want to say cameoing, because that just doesn't sound right. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm never gonna say no to, like, an Ahsoka show up, or a Rex show up, or Obi-Wan show up. But, like, if you're gonna have them show up, at least do something with them. Please do something with them. But yeah, Luca, thoughts on last week's episode?
I think overall I'd say it's like kind of a mixed bag. There's some good parts.
AKA Wrecker's head. Mixed bag of cats.
Yeah. I think there's some good parts and some bad parts. Stop me whenever. But yeah, I guess I'll just go for like the Rex appearance. I thought was just kind of, I don't know. I guess kind of unnecessary. Like I get that he's like a fan favorite character and stuff, but I kind of just wish that we'd kind of left him out of this show, I guess.
In the past or whatever.
Right, because like he doesn't need to be in like every single show, right? You know what I mean? Like we already had him in Rebels, and obviously in Clone Wars where he showed up. So like,
and in Return of the Jedi. Now they've written him in for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Look, we have an old white guy with a white beard. That's actually Rex. Just so everybody knows.
Obviously. Yeah, so that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of iffy on that. Like, I wouldn't say that he didn't do, like, nothing, because obviously he, like, showed them where to go. But other than that, he kind of
didn't do much.
Was just there, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I really don't like that they're sort of doing is, and they did the same thing with Ahsoka in Mandalorian. So if you haven't seen the second season of Mandalorian, this is spoilers, but
more spoilers.
But they have like cameos of characters that only show up for one episode. Right. So it's like really like a cameo.
Yeah.
And like I feel like if they're gonna have them in the show, they could stick around for like a little bit longer. Obviously, we don't know if Rex is gonna come back anytime soon. But I
have a feeling he probably will come back, probably like a season finale or something like that.
Sure.
But like at least do something. Do something with it.
Yeah, like with Ahsoka, it was literally like one episode. She's like, "Oh yeah, take Baby Yoda to this place," and yeah, name drops Admiral Thrawn and then just kind of dips out.
Where is Grand Admiral
Like, in my
Thrawn?
opinion, it was pure. I don't want to say sequel bait, but they were just kind of like, "Hey guys, there's an Ahsoka show coming. You should watch it." You know?
You should give us all your monies.
Yeah, that one was very egregious in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, not to say the episode was bad. It was just a little
Ham-fisted?
heavy-handed, I guess you could say.
Literally, like, just beating you over
yeah.
the head with it.
Yeah. Also, personally, I think that, in my opinion, I think they kind of took the inhibitor chips out a little too early.
Halfway through season 1, it kind of seems like it's a bit much.
Right. You know, I know we were talking about this in the previous episode, how we were kind of, I guess, giving our, like, theories for what's going to happen later on. And, like, we were talking about how we think Wrecker might snap near the end of it. And then Crosshair could sort of play off that snapping. And
I was looking so forward to that.
Right, that would have been so
And they never
cool.
did it. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, and the inhibitor chips are such an interesting sort of like, it's like a storytelling device sort of that they can kind of keep in their writer's bag of tricks, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You know, they could just pull it out whenever they want to add some dramatic tension to it. Okay, I guess not whenever they want, but like, you know, it's a really useful tool to have, and I feel like they just kind of got rid of it too soon and with not enough impact as it could have had.
This is
like,
true.
obviously we had Wrecker snap, but then the other members of the Bad Batch
But it
just
wasn't
kinda,
like a real snap, though. It was like a quick 5-minute thing, and then it was over.
Right,
which was kind of upsetting.
You know, like,
Yeah.
it just seems a little bit too inconsequential in my opinion. I think they could have done more with it. Obviously, they didn't. So it's
Like
whatever.
imagine if they at like the end of season 1 or whatever, you had Wrecker snap and the result ended up with one of the Bad Batch members dying or whatever,
Right.
or being like seriously injured or whatever. That would have been really dope. But no, they just kind of went with it.
And imagine Wrecker comes back. He comes like sort of to himself, and he has to kind of like come to terms with what he did. And then you can have like that whole dynamic of like, oh well, it's not really you, but then you know you can still feel guilty about it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Really quickly, I have someone, someone in the chat, one of my regular viewers. Bill, this is my friend Luca. He's joining us every other week for these podcasts. It's going to be me and him reviewing Bad Batch episodes, other Star Wars stuff. But yes, Luca. We're talking about Luca. He's a good guy. Probably one of my, if not my closest friend.
Oh, thank you.
IRL. So there you go.
Thank
One,
you.
if Alyssa's ever listening to this, I gotta say one of, because oh boy. But yeah. Anyways, sorry, Luca, you were saying.
What else was I saying? Yeah, I'd say those are kind of not really negatives, but just meh.
Things that we feel could have been improved or could have been done better. But then again, we're not Disney.
Yeah, positives for the episode. I like the location. I like the callback. I don't know. I have this weird, like, I don't want to say fetish, but like, I always like when they go into like abandoned like stuff. You know, I always wanted to see them return to the abandoned Jedi Temple one time. I think that'd be really cool.
What I would do.
Yeah, but just in general, like in fiction, I really like abandoned stuff because it has like that lived-in sort of feel.
Yeah.
And it's still mysterious. So like
Yep.
abandoned ships are always really cool. Maybe one day we'll get the Jedi Temple.
Although I feel like the Jedi Temple wouldn't even be abandoned anymore because like the Empire's basically taken it over at this point. Because the Empire kind of makes his base in like
in the expanded universe, Palpatine builds his palace over on the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the canon stance of it is. I think it'd be cool to just kind of like leave it as like a smoldering husk, as like a symbol, sort of. You know what I mean?
This is what happens to dissenters or
exactly.
whatever.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like the Jedi sort of, they believed, or they thought they could like usurp the Senate.
Yeah.
So this is what happens
until they realize that I am the Senate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I like that about it. I guess that's it, Austin. If you want to go more.
No, I think you pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Yeah, my main criticisms was cameo for the sake of cameo. If you're gonna have an old character come in, have them do something.
Yeah,
Rex doesn't really provide
Rex should
anything.
have single-handedly destroyed the Empire
in a single swoop.
He should have just been like, bam.
Should have kamikazed the Death Star.
yeah, and he should have raised Luke. He should have
Oh boy.
defeated Vader in single combat with an arm tied behind his back.
Exactly.
You know, just kidding, but
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's everything for last episode. Really? Well, I kind of figured that with like the summer being. Sorry, someone in the chat wrote, bro, in the summer here in Poland the days are so long. Well, yes, because in the summer days get longer. That's generally how they go.
what a concept.
Oh, I think in the next week or whatever, like this one's gonna set at like 9:00 p.m. or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's the summer solstice, I think.
Woot! Longest day of the year, and then everything goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
God, I hate the winter. But yeah, so moving on to this week's episode. Basically, what happened? Actually, am I already forgetting what's happening?
No.
It's 4:30 a.m. and it's already bright as. Well, that's generally what summer does. This week's episode. They're still on Braca, right? That's the name of it, Braca. Or I think if it's Braca or Braca.
It's like Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. That's what we're gonna call it from now on.
Yeah.
The planet Chewbacca. Chewbacca. But yeah. So there's still the planet inside an old Jedi cruiser where they were last episode. Except this time they're getting loot. They're looking around or whatever. And then the Empire finds out where they are, and they send Crosshair, and probably say anywhere between like 12 to 20 additional clones with Crosshair to go deal with them. Assassination attempt. Here we go. And from there's a lot of shenanigans that goes on. Echo nearly bites it. We were so close,
Or
to
Hunter.
This. We're getting there.
We're
getting there. Because, Echo does almost bite it. Like, where Hunter gets blown away.
Oh, yeah.
It's like... But, we got we got the reintroduction of our boy Cad Bane. So, Cad Bane is back, for people who are listening, who maybe haven't seen Clone Wars or kind of forget who Cad Bane is. Cad Bane is the blue-skinned alien bounty hunter from... I went to see a Euros football match with some friends. I'm kind of worn out, but I wanted to catch the podcast on and be like, I'm going to pull an all-nighter. See, this is the loyalty I'm talking about. But yeah, Cad Bane, he's a bounty hunter, and he actually ends up cornering Hunter, the leader of the Bad Batch, and basically pulls him off into a good old-fashioned Western cowboy standoff kind of thing. And Hunter actually gets shot right in the chest by Cad Bane and gets put down real quick. Me and Luca both thought, like, did he just die? Like, did he just get, like, dead? But yeah, no. So Cad Bane is back, and he ends up capturing and kidnapping Omega, which is interesting because now they're gonna have to go get her back in Kamino with hundreds, if not thousands, of remaining clones, which should be interesting because we also know who else is on Kamino. Grand Moff Tarkin.
Right.
Yay! This ought to be fun. But yeah, what else? I feel like that's like the big event that happened for the episode.
Crosshair gets injured.
Oh yeah, Crosshair gets like, I wouldn't say burnt half to death, but he gets injured and he has to wear like a breathing device. And I'm like, oh boy, we're getting another Vader. Yeah, we're getting another Vader, folks. But yeah, so that happened. They kind of screw around with like a Jedi ship's engine or whatever, so that was kind of cool. Is there anything else I'm missing, Luca? I think I said anything.
Yeah, most of it.
At this point, isn't it Admiral Tarkin? No, I think in the first episode, it was Admiral Tarkin, but I think at this point he's like Grand Admiral, or whatever. Like the little
rank badges.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at that point he's like Grand Admiral.
Maybe, yeah. I know, or Grand Moff, I think. Because I think Moff is more of like a political position.
True.
Because they're like the guys who like oversee like the troops and stuff. I don't know if they say in canon when he got promoted. But I think, because like he was...
Well, like his badges are different in episode 1 and 2.
Right,
so I'm pretty sure he goes from Admiral to Grand Admiral, but I don't think he's a Moff quite yet.
I don't know. I know I think he's supposed to be the first of the Moffs, because he actually proposes like that idea.
Right.
As like they're like, how are we going to divide the empire
Right.
like into groups or whatever? And
Into
he's like,
Moffs.
yeah, exactly, right. So he kind of proposes that idea. Yeah, I don't know exactly if he's a Moff.
I don't know. I
think
feel,
so.
yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'll try to pull up a picture. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can pull a picture of Google. Hold on. I'm literally searching this really quickly.
Yeah.
Tarkin episode.
I'll pull up a picture of, or if you want, you can pull a picture of the ranked
Tarkin
badges,
episode
too.
1, Bad Batch. Hold on. Literally Googling this on the fly. Images. Okay. So you see here, hold on. I'm trying to find it if it's episode. Okay, yeah. So this is in episode 1, he has the red and the blue across.
Right.
However,
I
in
think that's
episode,
like Admiral, I think.
yeah, in episode 2, he has
The yellow.
the red and the yellow and the blue on his
Yeah, I'm pretty
badge.
sure the yellow
I'm pretty
is
sure
the
he's.
Moff.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's either Moff or like a Grand Admiral or whatever. I fell asleep at 4 and I just woke up and I got so scared I thought I missed it. No, don't worry. These podcasts literally go for like an hour to an hour and a half, so you're fine. But seriously though, I do appreciate the support. Support. I mean, it's literally like 3 or 4. It's like 4 a.m. where you are, and you're coming out for a podcast. I appreciate it. Seriously, like no, like I guess I can't use the S word on Twitch, but I appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, is there anything else I'm missing from this episode?
I think you covered the basic points.
Yeah, we're getting more Crosshair development. Omega kind of begs Crosshair not to do anything. She kind of tries to reason with him. It's the inhibitor chips. You don't know what you're doing. Which, by the way, which kind of mirrors another point in Star Wars. You don't know what you're doing. But yeah, thoughts, Luca? Good, bad, could have been better. Things that were really good.
I actually really enjoyed this episode. I think it might be my favorite episode.
Ooh, we're already getting into it.
Yeah, it might be my favorite. I liked I liked the one also where they escape from Kamino. I think that was the second episode.
Yeah.
That's where Crosshair kind of starts the elite squad, the Death Troopers 1.0, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that episode. I think I like this episode just as much.
Hold on,
Of
Bill.
course.
In the title of this stream, I literally wrote spoilers. I forgot to watch this episode last night. Spoilers. It's literally in the title of the stream. Dear God. Okay. Anyways, moving forward.
Yeah,
Because we're not going to stop talking about it.
I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Let's see. I like the whole kind of like cat and mouse thing they sort of did.
Right.
Where Crosshair kind of like brings like this big force of clones, I guess you could say. And you know the setting's still cool. We're still in that abandoned ship. So they
Yep.
got a lot of alleyways and stuff.
Yep.
And the clones are kind of hunting them down, and then, you know, like the one part where they kind of like corner them, and they're gonna have to shoot the cannons to draw.
Oh, yeah. With they shoot the Jedi cannon.
Yeah, that's a little bit cliche, I guess. You know, it's classic, like, I've caught you in my trap, Mr.
Bad
Bond.
guy gives
Yeah.
monologue while good guys get away kind of thing.
Yeah, you know, like, I feel like Crosshair, I kind of, like you were saying, where Omega's sort of pleading to him, I think it sort of worked a little bit, I guess. Like, there's a little bit of hesitation, but we usually know Crosshair is kind of like the shoot
He's gone
first.
like full. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
so-
usually the shoot first, ask question later kind of guy.
Yeah, so if I was Crosshair, I'd, you know, just like, beep, 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 you know.
And
like,
you're dead. GG,
yeah.
folks.
Yeah. That was kind of whatever. I liked how they got stuck in the engine. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, where they start turning the engine on and they're like, shit, we can't get
Yeah.
out.
It's nice when the bad guys are actually, like, sort of competent, you know? Because, like...
What a change for Star Wars, where the bad guys are competent.
But, you know, it's cool, right? Because they got them trapped between... You know, you can't go back through the engine because it's going to get turned on.
Right.
But you can't leave the engine because you're going to get picked
You're
off
gonna
by
get
Crosshair.
yeah. So basically, what happens literally in the episode is they're sitting inside of the I guess you call it like thermal exhaust port for the engine of the big Jedi Star Freighter cruiser. Yeah, there we go, Star Cruiser. And you actually have Crosshair just outside the engine, with a gun pointed right at the exit. So if they leave, Crosshair will snipe them and pick them off. If they stay in the engine, they will get roasted alive.
Yeah, like
Stormtroopers, competent? I know, right? What a change.
yeah.
Now, granted, they're not Stormtroopers yet.
Yeah, these guys
They're
are still
there's
clones.
clones
They're
still.
clones, yeah. Although the Death Troopers are sort of volunteers, I guess.
Yeah.
But they seem to be like pretty.
Headed up by a clone.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
seem to be pretty good, I guess. They're like the creme de la creme, I guess.
Creme de la creme.
Yeah. I like that. That was cool. I like how they got out of it too, just blowing it up. That's
Yep.
cool too.
Yep.
Crosshair getting injured, I thought is really interesting. I want to see what they do with that because obviously I don't think they just do it to do it, right? I think the
Well, we hope because they have done do it to do it for a lot of things. So.
yeah. Q C-3PO's red arm.
Q Ahsoka cameo. Q
Yeah.
Rex cameo.
You know, but yeah, it's like I like when you sort of mentioned the breathing apparatus and like the Vader sort of figure.
Yeah, I'm like, oh boy.
I don't know if they're going Vader figure-esque, but I think maybe they might do something as far as like some sort of like cybernetics, maybe.
I'd be down if Crosshair got some cybernetics.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty good.
Because I'm just thinking maybe they're trying to bridge the gap of like sort of the Death Troopers, even like the Dark Troopers in Mandalorian,
Yeah.
which are like purely robots.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. But,
Well,
like,
they
maybe they're doing
they
something with
look
that.
very similar to like this is gonna be probably a bad comparison. Did you watch the new X-Men films that came out?
I did not see the Dark Phoenix one, but if you're going to talk about like the Sentinels, or
They
whatever,
look exactly like the Sentinel. Even the flaps on the Dark Troopers' chest look like the Sentinel things that like allow them to like fly or whatever it
Right,
was.
yeah.
They look just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're both robots too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the X-Men. They're cool.
And then of course you know what happened to the Dark Troopers?
Yeah,
They got reamed by our boy Luke Skywalker.
That was a pretty awesome
Oh my
scene.
god,
I
one of the
loved
best scenes in Star Wars you've gotten in literally years.
it. Definitely.
That one scene was better than the entire sequel trilogy.
Yes. What else?
Yes, it was a very good episode, Bill. It was a very good episode.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it. And then I guess sort of the grand finale. Bringing back Cad Bane is cool. I think I like what they're doing with him more than what they're doing with Rex because with Rex it feels very I don't want to say hands off because like he does help with the inhibitor chips.
He was there to be like fan service.
Yeah, he kind of like gets in and then he kind of leaves. You know what I mean?
Also, I'm pissed about the fact that it was Rex because that means my Maul theory was incorrect.
Right.
I'm
yeah.
still ticked about that.
Yeah. Or some people were saying even like Bail Organa, right?
Yeah,
But,
and I was like, oh no. Okay,
no,
okay.
it's just Rex. You know.
Okay, you can't say the throne room scene with Rey and Kylo is good. No, it wasn't good. No, my rewrite was better. If I may toot my own horn here.
Yeah. Yeah, Cad Bane coming back. That's cool. I like that.
He's actually serving a purpose for being there.
Exactly, yeah. And he better show up in later episodes because he has.
I'll be pissed if he doesn't.
he has a reason to, right?
Yeah.
He's like, or would be even cool is, Cad Bane delivers Omega to Kamino, and then the Bad Batch tracks him down to figure out where he dropped her off, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like, who do you work for? And he's like, oh, I can't tell you
That's
that.
none of
right?
your business, boy.
Right. So I want to see the Bad Batch like full and like interrogate him. You know what I mean? That'd be pretty sick.
Although I feel like it's pretty obvious where they're taking her.
Yeah, it's like.
Well, it's one of two places: the underworld or Kamino.
Yeah.
Like it's one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously, the lazy way and the way they'll probably do it is they'll have like text say one like, oh, they'll probably take her to Kamino or whatever. That's where I'd take her.
Yeah, like one of those, just like those quick throwaway lines. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's kind of boring, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too outlandish.
I mean,
here.
like in a 23-minute episode, I feel like you don't necessarily have a lot of time for like giant pieces of dialogue where like they're just discussing where to go next or whatever. Although, you know what the really good counter to this is? Make the episodes longer.
Absolutely.
No one is going to complain with getting more Star Wars content.
But also, this is the 8th episode, and the season has 14. Like,
Yeah.
So if Rescuing Omega is going to be like a season finale or like leading up to season finale, which I definitely think it should, we definitely have some room for sort of like
6 episodes of No Omega? Sign me up.
yeah, no, I mean not even that. Like we can have her just be like sort of separate from the Bad Batch, right?
Yeah.
Like do 2 concurrent storylines, you know.
Yeah.
what's the Bad Batch doing to find her? What's Omega doing?
Imagine if they like show the torture of Omega to find out more information on the Bad Batch.
I don't know. I mean, like she's a kid, right? So that's kind of maybe that's a little too risque, I guess.
It's fine. We'll live.
What I'm really interested in is why the Kaminoans want her above the other Bad Batch.
Right.
Like, what makes her special?
So unique. If they go down the Force route, I'm gonna smack something.
Yeah, I really don't want them to do that.
So there's a theory going around that Omega has the Force, and that she's Force sensitive. But then you have to explain why all the other clones aren't also Force sensitive because she's just a female version of them.
Yeah.
But
the Force is female, Austin. You forget.
So I want you guys to know I'm currently holding up my phone. Do you want me to jam this somewhere where the world doesn't know about?
I deserve that.
Yes. Do you think there will be more seasons? Yes, I do think there's going to be more seasons.
I hope so.
I don't think they're going to do a one-season thing because I think that would be kind of weird. There's a lot more stories you can tell with Bad Batch, and I think that if you can string this out until your next big TV series with either Ahsoka or Acolyte, which, by the way, I'm psyched for Acolyte. There's been a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that's been kind of getting leaked or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Apparently, the main character is going to be like a Dark Jedi, or like the main character is going to be like a Sith, which I'm always down for some Sith viewpoint kind of stuff. That's always sick. Dave Filoni can be dark. Yes, he can, and he should. It's okay to introduce adult themes into I hate to say it, but like children's television, because like they're gonna have to learn about the bad things in life eventually. I'm sorry to say.
Right.
Sorry to say.
Well, Star Wars has always been kind of like teaching good and bad, sort of.
Yeah, there's always been the morality situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to see what's so special about her. I don't think they'll interrogate her, really. But definitely in prison. They'll definitely imprison her. That feels like something.
And then she'll like break out or whatever.
Yeah, and then they'll catch her, or she'll succeed. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still think it might be that she like a fast learner, I guess.
Yeah, which I feel like that's not really a skill. Like, don't get me wrong, learning things quickly is always a good thing, but like in Star Wars, that doesn't really seem to be like a big thing.
I think one interesting thing that I think she's like sort of a template for like the next generation of clones, maybe. Like
maybe
like there's something about her that's like an improvement over the other clones, and that's why the Kaminoans want her back so they can like make better
more
clones,
of them,
right? Because we know in the Bad Batch the Empire wants to replace the clones because they're too costly, right?
Right.
And they want to go with like the stormtroopers, the more kind of like en masse troops, I guess.
Right.
So the Kaminoans really have to play a trump card, I guess you could say, or like come up with this really new and improved product to sell to the Empire, right?
Right.
So I think Omega's definitely tied to that. Sorry.
There's an idea that's kind of kicking around in my head a couple of days ago about the whole Empire Kaminoan relationship. Wouldn't it be interesting if the clones again try to sell this new and improved model to the Empire, and the Empire's like, no, we're actually just gonna stick with like volunteers or like hiring people to be sold conscription. Things like that, and then they go to the rebellion and they go, hey, we have some new and improved clones. We know that the Republic in the past used clones, so why don't you guys use clones in order to fight the Empire off? I feel like that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be ham-fisted or whatever. Like, imagine if we got like a... And again, I know early in the podcast I already said that I don't like cameos for cameo's sake. But, like, wouldn't it be kind of cool if you had, like, even if it's not, like, a big character, but imagine if you had, like, a Bail Organa cameo, or, like, I don't know, like, a Bail Organa cameo, but, like, he's, like, ushering, like, this little girl dressed in white with buns in her hair
Leia,
to the side. Like, I think that would be kind of cool.
Right. Well, because he's, like, one of the main rebel leadership
figures in the yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in the rebellion, at least at this time. So yeah, I think that's a really cool idea, now that you mention it. Because it makes sense from the Kaminoan point of view, where
they just want to make money.
Yeah, they're looking for the highest bidder, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, if the Empire won't
the
deal with them...
The only other people in the galaxy that would want them are the rebellion.
Yeah. The only thing that I would say is, I wouldn't mind if they did that, but I wouldn't want the Kaminoans to succeed in that aspect.
Right.
Because I don't think it makes sense much lore-wise. Like, why would we never see any of the clones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think
Well, they would just refuse it. They would just be like, we don't need them.
Yeah, but I feel like they wouldn't. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I feel like the rebellion could probably make the argument like, hey, we don't want mindless people. We want people who have like heart or whatever. That we don't want to be the Empire where we are in quote unquote. They could see clones as like enslavement or whatever.
Right.
Because I mean Bail Organa with I almost said Natalie Portman. With Padme, we're both very prominent with the whole, hey, we shouldn't be having soldiers to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Very much like, let's resume like peace talks and diplomacy, whatever.
Yeah.
Omega is just an annoying little Aussie girl who is more important than she probably should be. I mean, yes, but also no.
I don't know. I like her.
She's there. She's there. Yeah. That's
Well, no, I don't know. I think she's like she has this sort of like importance
and this quirky kind of nature or whatever, which is
like,
kind of cute.
You know, she's implied that she's important, but we don't really know why. So I think it's definitely like you could definitely draw that conclusion. But I don't know. I just want to see. Because they're definitely going to show why she actually is important, you know what I mean?
God, I hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
if they can get around to do that, would be great.
Yeah, and I think once that comes, it'll kind of make more sense as to, like, you know, why everyone's sort of, like, vying for her, I guess. Because even with Luke, right, he starts off as just, like, this farm boy in Tatooine, right? But as it goes on, his importance is also revealed.
Yep.
You know, why is he so gifted with the Force? Oh, he's the son of Anakin Skywalker, right?
Who is literally the son of, like, the Force.
Exactly, right? You know, why do all these things fall into place that get him off Tatooine? Oh, it's because Obi-Wan has been watching over him for 19 years, right?
Like, and because the Force dictates that he leaves.
Exactly. Like, it's not just like a random occurrence. It's like this is the revenge.
Predestined.
Yeah, this is the revenge plan of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you know, we got to get him, we got to train him, and then one day.
And if he goes dark side, well, we have Leia in the back pocket if we need to.
Yeah, you know, there's another, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess.
And for people who say, oh, the line, oh, there is another meaning, right? I hope you are burned alive on Mustafar. Is all I'm gonna say.
But like, in Return of the Jedi, he literally says Leia when he's talking to Obi-Wan.
Yes.
He says, you know, Leia is the other Skywalker, and Obi-Wan's like, yes,
yes, that is correct.
It is objectively not Rey, you know,
yeah.
like.
Well, we know how easily it is to just disregard what's it called?
Oh,
objectivity.
Yeah, maybe you should take that phone and
place
do
it
to
in an
yourself.
Area. Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. She's cool, I guess. I like her, but
she's all right for now.
Yeah, she's got a bow, which is kind of cool.
She's gone full space Legolas.
Yeah. One thing I do want to see, going off that sort of selling clones to the highest bidder, in the old Battlefront 2, the older one.
Yeah.
There's one mission where the Kaminoans make like a new batch of clones, and they want to sort of like strike back against the Empire.
Right.
So you have to play as stormtroopers that invade Kamino to fight against the clones.
Right.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would actually be dope.
I want to see the Empire kind of like turn against Kamino, maybe.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see. You know. Yeah. I don't know. Just sort of spitballing ideas here, but
that's fair.
Yeah. I do want to talk about the ending of the episode.
Okay, go ahead.
Hit
us up with some of that Luca logic.
Yeah, or lack of.
Nah. 2 L's, not 3.
Yeah. So Cad Bane shoots Hunter, and takes Omega.
Yep.
I think I like the development.
Yep.
You know, it's after having a few episodes of, I don't want to say monotony, but like sort of like fetch quest stuff.
Yep.
This is like the kind of
go here, complete this bounty, return.
This is the Empire Strikes Back to A New Hope sort of.
Which we all know is the greatest film of all time, as discussed last week.
Except for Return of the Jedi, but you know, this is kind of like the low point of our heroes, from which they'll have to recuperate, you know, regroup and sort
advance.
of yeah. I don't know how to say this, but like, I don't think I'd be that amiss if Hunter actually died. Like,
wow,
yeah, you know,
main character just getting popped.
Well, like obviously they wouldn't because he's like the most marketable. I mean, he's literally Rambo.
I don't know. Wrecker's pretty marketable.
Yeah,
I could sell Wrecker with.
I definitely think Wrecker and Hunter are the two most sort of like if the kids are gonna attach, or even just like fans in general, if they're gonna go for a Bad Batch character, I think it'd definitely be them too because they're the most characterization, right?
Yeah.
We spend the most time with Hunter and Wrecker, and they're also the most closely tied with Omega, right?
Yeah.
Who seems to be sort of. I think Omega seems to be sort of like the viewpoint of the show.
Definitely.
She's like the fans,
she's the narrator slash
Yeah.
Viewpoint. The same way that in the OT and the prequels, the droid, it was told from the droid's point of view.
Exactly. Yeah. The droids are kind of there, just chilling around, setting stuff on fire.
Exactly.
And yeah, Hunter has the sort of like the older brother sort of role with Omega.
Right.
Or actually, I think Wrecker's more the older brother, sort of, because he's, like, goofy and funny. And then Hunter's more of, like, the dad, I guess you could say. Yeah, so they're both sort of like that. But, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, he gets shot, and if they had killed him off, I think that would have been, like, a pretty big, like, revelation.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But I feel like next episode is mainly just going to be, like, Hunter recouping.
Yeah, you know.
Like, we're not going to get a whole lot of story. It'll just be like the rest of the team trying to figure out how they operate without their glorious leader or whatever. And he's just like sitting in the ship going, "I'm dying, help me!"
Yeah, I think it's also a little bit too early in the season to kill him off.
Like we're literally just over halfway through season 1.
You guys like major character deaths? You know, it's like
major character deaths and inhibitor chips gone. Like, what else do you have for me?
Yeah, I mean, like, Mando first season took a while to kind of get started, and it seems like Bad Batch, granted, Mando first season was only 8 episodes, but it seems like the Bad Batch is sort of just like let's shift into fifth gear.
Through
You know, they're just like,
their storylines.
This, you know, it's like, hey, you guys like Jabba's Rancor? You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Batman vs Superman. It's like, you guys have like 20 different like plots, stories you could be telling, each with their own individual film, and you've crammed them all into one thing.
Yeah.
And just hope to God it would go.
It's a smorgasbord, but like a good one. It's a good mess.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Like, oh, one thing. What was it? There's a lot of talk about how the clone and the stormtrooper body armor is made to absorb like shots,
right?
And in the process, it knocks out the wear, I guess,
right?
So like a lot of people say that a lot of like the dead stormtroopers you see in the OT are actually just like knocked out.
Huh.
It's like a sort of safety.
Interesting.
It's like a safety precaution from the armor, I guess. So like, sort of like, kind of like how when your car gets hit, it has designated crumple zones.
Oh yeah.
That purposely get destroyed so that a lot of the energy is sent that way, and it's not sent towards the passengers.
Right.
I think like the sort of energy from the blaster board is dispersed over the suit.
Yeah, the same way that like Kevlar works. It's
sure,
like it takes the impact of a bullet and like spreads it out so that it doesn't go through the thing or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, and in the process, it sort of incapacitates the wearer,
but
it doesn't kill them. Right.
Yeah.
I think this has all but been proven, I guess, with this, because we know Hunter gets shot and we know he goes unconscious.
Yep.
So unless they sort of retcon it as him having some sort of super duper special armor, which maybe, I guess, he is, you know, Clone Force 99.
But we know he has special. We know he has special armor. It's called plot armor.
Okay, yeah, like that's what.
It's called main character syndrome.
Yeah, but I think, you know, this may be a way of sort of integrating that. I don't want to say theory because it's kind of like already kind of de facto, I guess you could say. But yeah, maybe that's why he survived, right? Because that's the armor sort of designed to knock you out instead of instantly kill you. Yeah, I just want to throw that out here. Your thoughts on the episode?
Again, I thoroughly liked it. I like the fact that we have a cameo which is doing something and is contributing to an overall plot story, which I like. I like the fact that Crosshair gets injured and he's kind of all wrapped up in bandages now. Literally, I want you to know, just so you guys know, we literally watch these episodes and then 15 minutes later we have our podcast. Like, this is literally like, everything is completely fresh in our minds and we're just spitballing every thought that we have about this episode. Like, it's very much like we get together, we watch the episode, and then like 15 minutes later we start our podcast again. It's a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. I like how Crosshair is similar to how the Sith, the further and further they are engulfed in the dark side of the Force, the more and more, I guess you could say, disfigured or injured they become.
That's
Same thing with like Crosshair. The further and further he becomes more and more loyal to the Empire, he becomes more and more injured as time goes on or whatever. Which I don't know if that's what they're going for, but like that kind of seems to be the case. Maul gets consumed by the dark side, gets cut in half. Anakin gets consumed by the dark side, Anakin dies, and Vader is born.
Wow.
Which we'll get into another time. Which I feel like that's gonna be like a season finale kind of conversation. Is Anakin and Vader two separate people? But yeah, I kind of like that Sidious. The more and more he was engrossed in the dark side.
He gets
He looks like a walking testicle. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. There actually is a question, and I think this is probably going to be our big, I don't want to say topic of discussion for the evening, although it does connect to Bad Batch. Do you think we are at any time going to get some sort of, whether it's through a hologram, whether it's through just the voice being heard, do you think at some point, whether it's a season finale or whatever it is, some way, somehow, in some capacity, are we going to get some sort of Vader cameo? My personal thoughts...
Go ahead.
And everyone knows I love me some Vader. I will do anything for some Vader. I kind of hope he doesn't at all.
Right.
Because I don't think it's necessary. However, I could easily, see, I don't know, Tarkin getting miffed at Crosshair for not being able to do the job. And the same way that Vader in Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi turns to one of the admirals and goes, "The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am." Doing Tarkin having a similar one, going, since you have failed my orders, perhaps you will try not to fail Lord Vader's or whatever. And then they see him over a hologram or whatever. I don't know. It was just a thought that was kicking around in my head. I'm like, I kind of hope we don't, but if they're gonna do this whole connection to the Empire or whatever, and Vader's the face of the Empire essentially, I don't know. I wanted to ask what you thought.
I don't know. I think that's an interesting topic. I kind of agree with you. I don't want to see Vader in the show.
Right.
I think because the show is really about the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
It at the end of the day, it's a very personal thing, and I think just having Vader in it sort of. Kind of okay, you know what I mean? It's
the same way that Rex is okay, cool, we got a cameo, but
well, at least Rex is a clone, right? So the Bad Batch knows who Rex is, right? With Vader, it would literally just be who are you, right?
To which I would scream heresy at the television as loud as I could.
Yeah, I think because the show is really kind of young in the Empire's timeline, I guess. I think Vader would probably be most likely hunting Jedi right now.
Actually, I think at this point he's looking for the if the comics are to be referenced or to be canonized. I think at this point isn't he hunting that old Jedi for his crystal or whatever?
Yeah, I think he's probably bleeding the crystal, or he's on Mustafar building the castle. Those are kind of
I just want them to show Mustafar with Vader in it.
Yeah, well, those are kind of the big sort of footnotes of early Empire Vader, I guess. Hunt Jedi, get the crystal, build
castle, moment.
Yeah, so I don't feel like they'd send Vader after the Bad Batch because he seems more a tool for Jedi, right?
Yeah,
and then obviously they make the Inquisition, who becomes more Jedi focused, and then Vader.
Although, when I say are we going to get a Vader, I don't mean Vader will be sent to hunt down the Bad Batch. More so, Vader will chastise Crosshair and tell him to don't fail me again.
Yeah.
Clone or whatever, and he can have real disdain for the Bad Batch or whatever, as he does for literally everyone who breathes. But yeah, I don't think that I hope that we don't, and I don't think we will. I don't know. It's just a random thought that was passing through my head.
No, it's a good thought. It's a good one. I don't know. If he shows up in the capacity that you're talking about, hologram or I guess punishment, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be too bad. I don't want him to go after the Bad Batch.
No, neither do I. He has more pressing targets.
Exactly, you know what I mean? And the thing is that Vader's sort of like a double-edged sword whenever he's involved, because if you don't want to kill off your main character, and usually they don't, then they have to escape from Vader. And every escape from Vader makes him less competent, and we really don't want to, make Vader less
because
competent.
Because there aren't any people that I know that have escaped from Vader without Vader suffering some serious injuries.
Right.
Like Ahsoka in Twilight of the Apprentice. Vader barely escaped with his life. Like,
right.
His helmet and his respirator are seriously dead. No! I will not! There. Okay, I think we're good. There we go. We're fine. We're good. Note to self, edit that out. But yeah. I don't want him to. But, like, I don't know. I feel like a season finale could, like, they would, like, do something, like, kind of, like, big or whatever it was. But I agree that he shouldn't fight the Bad Batch. Because as cool as the Bad Batch are, and as talented as they all are, they would have their asses handed to them in 2 seconds flat.
By Vader. Yeah, definitely. I think one more interesting thing about the show is that it seems to focus more on, like, sort of the underworld of Star Wars, and it's a little bit more grounded in that stuff.
Right.
So you don't see a lot of Force users,
yeah.
And I'm totally okay with that, because I think the good thing about having different TV shows is you can explore different avenues.
Yeah.
So I'm totally fine if Bad Batch has no Force users.
I'm down for that as well.
Right, because you could obviously get that Force stuff from Acolyte or Ahsoka or,
any
whatever.
of the 6 movies that have come out ever.
Exactly, right? There's been a lot of Jedi focus, which I'm in no way at all displeased about. Obviously, I love it.
He's pissed.
I'm not, but it's also nice to have a sort of different view, right? And I prefer if they kept the Bad Batch sort of more about the troops, I guess you could say.
Right.
More about the troops.
You're on the ground, boots on the ground kind of guys.
Exactly, and
That's fair.
more like the state of the galaxy from like a regular point of view. Obviously, they're not like the regs as they call them.
Right.
But I feel like they're more sort of. What's the word? They're more
human.
Yeah, they're more relatable,
right.
I guess, in a sense. So
That's fair.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see about Vader. I don't. We already got the Vader cameo in season 7, so maybe.
Oh, so good.
Maybe Filoni's sort of like, he's like, yeah. That's.
We'll put him on the bench for now.
That's enough Vader for now. He's like.
First of all, the idea that we ever have enough Vader is a lie. Let's get that.
Vader's
straight.
like a fine wine. You have to.
No, I agree.
In,
you have
in
2
small sips,
well, the thing is, even George and the O2 recognize this.
Yeah.
Vader only has, like, I think 30 minutes of screen time, if even that, through the entirety of the original trilogy. Like, he doesn't have a whole lot of screen time, and yet he's such a dominating presence in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, if I may dare to say this, he's practically the face of Star Wars. You walk into the street of someone who's never watched a Star Wars movie, read a Star Wars comic, watched a Star Wars TV show, and you say the name Darth Vader, everyone knows who you're talking about.
Or even if you show his helmet, right?
Exactly.
That's so iconic.
Or even just the classic breathing, everyone knows who that is.
Right. Or the infamously misquoted line.
Yes. How I hate misquote that all the Luke, I am your father. Wrong.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's like, but that's what makes him so impactful, right? It's
No,
like
I agree.
he doesn't show up a lot, right? It's
Yeah.
like lightsabers, right? They don't show up that much, but
They show up at the finales.
Yeah, but they're more iconic for it.
Exactly. What's that? What's that fallacy that you're always mentioning?
The reverse ninja fallacy.
Yes, there we go.
If you guys don't know about the reverse ninja fallacy, it says that one ninja is really cool, but the more ninjas you add, the less cool each ninja has to be. Because if you have a bunch of really cool ninjas, it's just kind of boring, right? Because
look at the
really
stormtroopers
cool.
and the clones. The more clones you have, the less interesting they become. Unless, of course, you give them distinct personalities.
Exactly.
Which is how Rex and Fives and Echo and all of them were like, oh shit, they actually have like distinct characters with distinct things. That's dope.
Yeah, but like
if everyone is super, no one will be.
Exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
That's another way to put it. That's a really good one. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah. It'll be. I do want to see more Tarkin though.
Yes.
I definitely want to see more Tarkin and his snot and his snooty Britishness.
my boy Tarkin was robbed. He only shows up in like 2 movies.
If even that.
Well, he's in the end of Revenge of the Sith for like a little bit.
Oh,
you know when
you
they're
mean
staring,
you
they're
mean
staring
the
at the
you
Death
mean the
Star?
2-second cameo?
Yeah.
Where he looks sideways and then dips off screen.
That is correct. Yes.
That is correct. Yes.
It counts.
And he gets what 15 minutes, and even that of screen time in A New Hope.
Yeah, but he gets more than Vader does. You know.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he does.
Comparing Tarkin to Vader, that's
okay.
That's a slippery
Change
slope.
my
if
mind,
I've ever
but
heard.
Tarkin is the main antagonist of A New Hope. Change my mind.
To quote the meme that's been going around recently since Winter Soldier, he's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah, like
No. I think that A New Hope, Tarkin is probably the main antagonist, and everyone's just like, "Yo, Vader." Well, actually, fun fact: I don't know if you I'll change your mind with my fists. Well, first of all, calm down.
It's about to
Second
get violent.
of all, please calm down. Actually, fun fact: I don't know. I'm pretty sure you know this, Luca. But for people who are listening right now, fun fact: Vader was actually supposed to be killed off at the end of A New Hope. They were going to be like, we don't need this guy, the Emperor's gonna be our big bad or whatever, which he still is, but after the release of A New Hope and after some things got leaked, everyone was like, yo, this character is actually dope. Please don't... Imagine if they killed off Vader at the end of A New Hope.
That would have been...
I don't think I would have actually been a Star Wars fan at that point.
That's
I think that would have killed it. I really do.
Absolutely. Like, that's one bullet that was majorly dodged.
Dodge.
Right there, you know, like that
They
bullet
went
was
full
in a
Matrix.
different continent at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they were just going to kill Vader off at the end of A New Hope. They were going to have Luke or the Millennium Falcon like blow up his ship or whatever as he's trailing Luke in the Death Star tunnel or whatever.
Yeah,
We never would have seen Vader with a lightsaber.
Yeah,
we never would have.
No, he faces Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so. But yeah, but no,
that fight was.
No, but Vader is so integral to the other 2 movies. You know, like, I mean, Return of the Jedi. He's like.
You get rid of Vader, Luke has no arc.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it. Like that's done.
Yeah. He doesn't question his beliefs.
Jedi overlords.
Yeah. You know, he doesn't become stronger through it and more convicted, and Vader, as much as he is a fully fleshed out character, he's absolutely also a catalyst for Luke's like arc, right?
Yeah.
He's like Luke's sort of end goal, right? I either turn Vader or I
Vader
die
actually
with him.
shapes Luke's ideology for the rest of Luke's life.
Yeah.
I'm not counting the sequels because those never came out. Like for example, I've been reading recently. I've been getting into Heir to the, which you know, Luca, but I've been getting into Heir to the Empire, which is the proper sequel to Return of the Jedi, and basically takes place what 5-6 years after Return of the Jedi or whatever. And Luke's philosophy, like again, I'm not too deep into the book yet, but literally, you have Luke going, we shouldn't just straight up kill people. Diplomacy. Talk to them, change their mind, which is literally his whole like prescription with Vader or whatever. I will not fight you, father. Talk to me, daddy boy. But yeah, like you don't have Vader. Like Luke doesn't have a character. Obi-Wan dies for literally no reason at all. There's no reason for Yoda to stay in hiding anymore.
You might not even have Yoda, I guess.
Yeah, you wouldn't need him.
Yeah.
Because there's no one for Luke to train to fight against. Against the Emperor,
yeah.
But like... Okay, like, that would be like your only thing.
Yeah. No, I definitely like... And I think it's so telling that when you talk about how Vader shapes Luke's philosophy, you have Obi-Wan and Yoda, who are much more, like, closer to Luke, right?
Yep.
Who are literally telling him to kill Vader. They're literally like, you have to defeat Vader if you want to become a Jedi Knight, right?
Yeah.
You have these 2 prominent figures in Luke's life that are telling him to do one thing, and Luke completely, you know, does the other way, right?
Absolutely.
It's just like a testament to how much Vader sort of impacts his character, I guess, right? Where he's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you guys. I'm going to do what I believe is right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I feel, right? I feel the good. in you. You know,
Which is antithetical to everything the Jedi teaches.
Yeah.
You do not lead with your emotions. You lead with, like, cold, hard logic. And logic says Vader must die. Luke's like, no, we're not going to kill Daddy Boy.
Not just that, but to quote Yoda, once you go down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny.
Well, that was wrong.
Yeah, and then Luke's literally like, no, like, he can be redeemed. And the Jedi are sort of narrow-minded in this aspect. They're like, no, you know, he's fallen to the dark side, he's lost, right?
Yeah.
There is
no redeeming him.
Yeah, you know, obviously I don't want to get too much into that.
I feel like that could be a topic all in itself,
yeah.
which I guarantee you we will get to some point.
Like you might not think of it, but like Jedi politics just in the OT, like just between the triad of Jedi, there's a lot just to talk there,
yeah,
right?
There's a whole
obviously
lot.
With the prequels you have like hundreds, you know, there's the council, there's you know, using clones.
And
don't
even get us started into like Old Republic with like Kreia and stuff.
Yeah, you know,
and Revan and all that.
There's definitely
good
a lot
stuff.
of philosophy with that, but I feel like a lot of people miss out on the OT Jedi philosophy, and there's definitely a lot to go into with that as well.
Which could be summed up in 3 words: kill the bastard.
Exactly. You know, like you know, we messed up. Do better.
Yeah.
Sort of like, yeah. It's very sort of, I don't want to say vitriolic, but it's, you know, it's sort of like they wanna get back.
Exactly.
You know, they see.
If only we could remove the obstacles so we could gain our power back.
Exactly.
You know, kind of like how, what Palpatine said in Revenge of the Sith: the Jedi and the Sith are alike in almost every way. Then you have, Anakin going, well, the Sith kind of, the Sith look inwards only to, like, gather their own, they're scared of losing their power, and Palpatine just goes, and the Jedi don't? It's
right,
like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, the Jedi will literally scared of it so much that they will, you know, go to the Chancellor's office to arrest him, right?
Yes.
And bring their contingent of Jedi,
yes.
right? You know, they welcome this clone army with
open arms.
I guess open arms in a sense.
And without questioning either.
Yeah, they're like, you know,
and
okay.
the Jedi Master ordered this? Sounds dope to me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like they're so entrenched in sort of the defender of the Republic role when they really should be the mediator, negotiator sort of role.
You know, like Qui-Gon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So like they kind of gone the other way. And,
exactly.
Yeah. So, but I think that's really interesting, right? It adds another
layer to everything.
Exactly.
Which has been really nice. I feel that, like, even just in this conversation alone, there's so many different topics that we could literally get into. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are up to 7 viewers right now. Highest viewer count that we've had for our podcast so far. So if you guys enjoy, if you guys are enjoying this podcast, feel free to hit that follow button on Twitch. We also have a YouTube channel, which is the same as our Twitch channel, Imperial's Force. That's lowercase IMPERIALS. FORCE. So guys, go hit us up on YouTube, subscribe, hit us up on Twitch with a follow. Subscriptions would also be helpful if you'd like. But yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy the thing. We do these podcasts every 2 weeks. We review the new Bad Batch episodes. We generally do 2 episodes at a time, just because it's more content, more stuff for you guys. But yeah, moving on to our next little bit. We were talking about the differences and how, like, Vader's the catalyst for Luke. But I also want to say one thing. You said it earlier, Luca. Vader is very much a catalyst for Luke and all the characters around him. But I would also argue that Luke is just as much a catalyst for Vader as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, like, without Luke, like, there's no redemption. Like, Vader doesn't turn.
Yeah, well, I you know, like, in the OT...
I get some more water.
in the OT, before Vader meets Luke, he's very much a tool. You know what I mean? He's like, he's the guy who just gets things done, right? He's he's the guy you send to the second Death Star because they're behind schedule and you want to get
exactly
right back on schedule.
You want to pick up the pace a little bit.
And Vader is so hopelessly, like, a nerd in being the tool.
Nerd!
No, like that's his life, right?
Hold while Luca gathers his thoughts again.
But that's all he has left, right?
Yeah.
All he has left, for better or for worse, is Palpatine, the abusive master. Who, because, like, if he rebels against Palpatine, he'll probably be killed. like, what else is he to do, right? Just obey his master's will.
Well, I mean,
right?
you even see that in the comic just after literally seconds after Revenge of the Sith ends, where Vader actually goes after Palpatine for a quick second, and Palpatine tears him apart.
Right.
Where, like, as Vader's, like, coming off the table or whatever, and all the machines are breaking and smashing and whatever, Palpatine actually, like, force chokes Palpatine, and Palpatine, like, hits him with, like, the Force Lightning or whatever, and, like, reminds him, know your place, boy.
Yeah, I think he says something along the lines like, if you ever touch me with the Force again, or something
I
like
will
that.
literally kill you.
Yeah.
Like, I make no qualms about this. You are half the man you were, and I will put you in your place.
Exactly. Yeah, and you have that sort of mentality, and it's like it, and then he meets Luke. He's like, I have a son. It's like, what's that?
I have a son.
Is that the how it should have ended thing?
Yes.
Where he's running around.
I have a son.
Yeah, and he's telling all the guys that he
Yeah,
has-
exactly.
I mean, it's kind of like that, like less cheerful than that. But
Yeah, exactly.
basically, right? Like he's like, yeah, I have a son now. You know, like that's pretty cool. Not only that, but together, he can help me defeat Palpatine.
Yeah.
Palpatine has literally foreseen this, right?
Yes.
He says the same thing. Quote,
Vader literally says it verbatim.
in Empire Strikes Back.
You can overthrow him. He has foreseen this.
Yeah, you know. So yeah.
And yet he still This is the thing. It's like he has foreseen this, and yet he still loses.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what I love. Palpatine's hubris is so great. He thinks himself so powerful that instead of eliminating a potential threat, he wants to incorporate the threat so that he could benefit from it. He wants the new apprentice,
It's
right?
almost like he's become the Jedi in Revenge of the Sith. They
Yeah.
were so sure of their own power that they could just take... Yoda was so sure he could take Palpatine one-on-one, and he lost.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, what now? You know, like, go into exile. That's the only thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, to him, there's no way he could lose. He can't
Yeah.
even fathom it, right?
Yeah.
And
It's literally a 2v1.
yeah.
And he thinks that he has subdued Vader to his will so much that there is nothing that could swing Vader to the light again, except for the fact that he literally is set out to kill the son of Padme. and Vader's like, nah, we ain't doing this.
Yeah.
There's a really good YouTube video out there. It's the end of Return of the Jedi, Luke versus Vader fight with flashbacks.
Right.
And as Luke cries, as he's being electrocuted by Palpatine, and Luke is crying out, "Father, please," which, by the way, always makes me tear up, and always makes me, like, visibly upset, 'cause it's like, he's literally begging his dad, "Help me, I'm going to die."
Mm-hmm.
And Vader's just standing there. And in this, there's a quick flash of Padme's face, and you hear her voice saying, "Come back to me, don't do this." And then Vader picks up Palpatine and chucks him. But it's a really good little thing, because, like, he's literally staring at Luke, and all he can think about is Padme. It's all he can think about.
Yeah. That's his last connection to her, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last.
Well, until that and Leia, because he just found out. It's like,
Yeah.
I have a daughter! Oh, yes!
Oh, okay. You know, or maybe I'll try to make her turn to the dark side.
Exactly.
You know. But yeah, that sounds like a really cool edit. I guess.
I'll have to send you the video. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it.
There's so much.
You know, the fans have done so much for Star. I would argue in the last 10 to 15 years, the fans have done more for Star Wars than Star Wars has done for Star Wars.
Absolutely, yeah. And even still, the fans generally have the say as far as like where the shift of Star Wars goes. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's really cool because, you know, obviously you don't want to follow every fan's desire, right? But
Exactly.
Like, you know, the content that they like, you can reproduce that. You
Yeah.
know, or make more of it, right? The content that they don't like, maybe you don't have to go that way, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like how George took the feedback from Jar Jar and was like, okay, we'll keep him in the film, but we'll have
tone him
less and
down.
less of him every single movie.
Exactly, yeah. And I feel like the fans, generally speaking, are more into TV shows now.
Yeah.
I think that's the general climate.
Absolutely.
They like the TV shows more.
Especially with, like, COVID and movie theaters being movie theaters being closed and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like Disney's literally like, okay, more TV shows, right?
Yes, more content, more content.
They see. I don't want to say they see the writing on the wall, but they sort of get it, right? And they're
well, like
yeah.
I hope, like, here's the thing though, I have become so cynical towards Disney and just businesses as a whole, where I'm not even sure if they're doing it because they see that the fans want this, but because of the fact they see an opportunity to make top dollar off of Disney Plus or whatever, and they realize that there is a although less so in the United States, because the United States have largely opened everything up now, which I'm so jealous of and very envious of. But they see an opportunity in the market, and they're like, "Yo, we can capitalize on this," and I do mean capitalize.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's always the motive for money, and that's going to be integral no matter what.
Right.
I just think as long as the higher ups make broad decisions, but leave the creative decisions to people who
know what the hell
like Filoni and co. Or hell, I'd be really down for like newcomers, kids who grew up on Star Wars and want to take their own spin on things. As long as the corporatism stays.
Disney hire Star Wars Theory. Do it now.
Exactly.
Do it now.
Like they could literally hire like lots of fans. To just like consulting input. You know what I mean?
And the bigger content creators that are out there that are actually putting out their own work, they're starting to like actually come together and make like ginormous. For example, Star Wars Theory's Episode 2 Vader, which by the way I'm so excited for. She dropped the teaser months ago, but it looks really good. Samuel Kim, who is if you guys don't know who he is, he's a giant Star Wars creator on YouTube. He does basically renditions or new versions of the music that John Williams did for Star Wars. I probably listen to him every single day. He does like new renditions. He'll do remixes on the Force, Across the Stars. He'll combine things like the First Order theme with the Imperial March, which is dope. He did a thing for Christmas where he did the Carol of the Bells and combined it with Imperial's March. So it was the dum ba da dum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum, and he came out with Imperial's March, and
that's cool.
It sounds so good. Like, it's just unbelievably. He does really good work, and he's actually doing the music for Star Wars Theories stuff now. And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Now all you gotta do is add AD edits, and you're gold. And like the triumvirate has begun again.
Has been created.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus the guy who's remaking Knights of the Old Republic on his computer.
Yes.
Which by the way, I don't know. Have you seen the updates for that project?
It
looks so good.
Yeah, I don't know, like
it's not live action, obviously, but it's like computer generated. But it looks really good.
Yeah, it's like a movie, sort of.
Yeah, like it's basically he's doing it like a TV series,
right? Where
it's like 10 to 15 minute episodes every week or whatever, and like he has the Ebon Hawk, Revan, Bastila looks really good. What's the killer droid? The sociopath droid.
HK-47.
There we go. HK. Yes. He's in it. He's going to be in it. It looks really good.
Has he released an episode yet for that?
No.
Just
But
teasers?
He's released teasers and like what's it called? Like first looks at these different characters, or whatever.
Okay.
It all looks. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the fans have basically taken the burden of supplying good Star Wars content and gone, fine. If Disney won't do it, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
And like I think that's really cool. I think that's really good of them.
I think so. Yeah, that's awesome. I pray to Obi-Wan, Lord and Savior, that Disney doesn't like DMCA the Knights of the Old Republic thing.
I think he's made a deal with them similar to how Star Wars Theory had to make a deal where he's not allowed to make a cent off of it.
Right.
But he's allowed, basically, as long as you don't profit off of these ventures, we're cool with that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of upsetting. Because, like, if someone's putting out this work, I feel like they should be compensated in some way.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks that Disney kind of has, like, a monopoly on this now.
Well, one thing I want to bring up that's interesting. This is going to be a really weird analogy, I guess, or example. But, so, I don't know if you know, but, like, so Sega owns Sonic, right? And, like, they make the Sonic games, right?
Right.
And there was this one fan that made this really good 2D Sonic game recently, right? And this was a time when a lot of the Sonic games were like 3D, right?
Right.
And not a lot of people, like there were a lot of people that weren't super on board with the 3D stuff. And this guy makes a 2D Sonic game,
Mm-hmm.
and what happens is Sega actually contacts him, and they partner with him to make a game, and they release a game called Sonic Mania.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's actually made by the guy who made like the first sort of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
proof
yeah.
of concept
Yeah,
Sonic.
yeah.
So it's literally made by a Sonic fan,
That's
and
dope.
and the reception was really positive, right? Because
Right.
it's like a fan. It feels like you're being listened to, right? You know, it's a
Right.
fan that's making it, and then Sega's kind of releasing it. And I think that Disney could definitely do the same or like a similar approach as far as like some Star Wars content goes. Like
Yeah.
officially license
Yeah.
your IP to these creators.
Yep.
You know, obviously you could have like quality assurance checks and like stuff like that. Make sure it's
Yeah,
actually
of
a quality
course.
product. But that way, you know, you could both profit off of it, right?
Exactly.
Like,
But here's the thing that I think that is a little bit of a difference between Sega and Disney, is that I think that because of the fact that there was such an outpouring of negativity towards the sequels, I think that every fan or should I say the fans or the content creators that have been putting out stuff and the fans are truly, I don't want to say like they're the vanguard of the fans, but they pretty much, I don't want to say speak for the fan base, but when they speak, people generally agree with them. I think you would see like the discontinuation of like Disney's sequel trilogy. And I think they would create content that would either end up decanonizing all of Disney's stuff or just completely like what do you call it? Like brushing it off to the past, like just ignoring it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think, I mean, you take some of the fan fiction stuff that Star Wars 3 was working on, where Kylo is inside the Mustafar castle, grabbing the pendant that Anakin gives to Padme in Phantom Menace. And then there's another one where it took place after Last Jedi, and Luke's Force Ghost actually visits Kylo, right? Or even just like picking up where Heir to the Empire started and doing a whole thing on that. Like, and these two things unfortunately can't coexist because one is correct and one is awful. Obviously, that's an opinion, but like I think that like if you spoke to a majority of Star Wars fans, you'd probably find that same thing.
Yeah, no, I definitely get what you mean. It's very because they don't want to look bad, right? They don't want to admit that like, you know, this may have been not the best idea, like not to plan it out at all, essentially. You know?
As J.J. Abrams literally came out and said.
Yeah, you know, just throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I definitely get what you mean, and I don't know, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a tricky thing.
It is a tricky thing, I guess. We'll kind of see, I guess.
Yeah.
We are getting the Rogue Squadron movie.
Yes,
that's the only
yes, we are.
movie that's confirmed, I think.
Well, yeah, I think.
so far.
Well, that's the one with Patty Jenkins, right?
Yes,
The director for Wonder Woman.
Yes, she's the
And then
director.
don't we have a confirmation on Taiki Waititi
I think so.
making his own, which I'm utterly terrified for. Although I did like Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, looks like to be pretty good. Jojo Rabbit was fantastic.
Yeah, yes.
Like really, really good. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. It's fantastic. But he's openly said, yeah, I totally plan on like destroying Star Wars with this movie. And I'm like, don't say that to me.
Yeah.
Don't. Who? God help us all.
I think that one is confirmed, but it's definitely not anywhere near as much in development as Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
Also, Disney has a very shaky history with confirming movies that never come out.
True.
What's happening with the Rian Johnson trilogy? Who knows?
I swear to God, if they actually go through with that, like, have you not learned your lesson?
But there hasn't been a peep on. Okay, Last Jedi came out in 2017.
Yeah.
Let's say they announced the Rian Johnson trilogy in like 2018.
Right.
Like, let's say that 3 years and nothing. Like in my opinion, I think they're not going to go through with it. I think it's been canned.
I think that anyone who has half a brain cell left
Well,
would discontinue that immediately.
You know,
like, I'm sorry. Now, granted, I was someone who said that if Rian Johnson had his own trilogy, maybe it wouldn't be so bad, or maybe it would be bad, but it would at least be consistent. Because when you have JJ making Force Awakens, Ryan making Last Jedi, and then Rise of Skywalker being a pseudo love letter to the fans apologizing for Last Jedi, like, and having no consistent story or plot or character development or anything, like, Finn, would you like some character development? Too bad you don't get any. Yeah, I don't know if they go through with it. Just to be clear, I'm making a joke here, Twitch overlords. I say we march on Disney. Is all I'm saying. And if there happened to be a fire, well, there's fires all the time.
They start all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think at one point, God, it could be misremembering. I know. So the guys who were originally going to direct the Solo movie, Lloyd and Miller,
right.
before they were replaced by what's his name?
Hold. Wait for it, folks.
Ron Howard. Before they were replaced by Ron Howard, I think they were also supposed to have a Star Wars film, maybe another one before they got canned. I could be wrong about that, but there's been a lot of like confirmed quote unquote,
and things
movies.
Never fall through.
Yeah. And I don't think they've ever been like deconfirmed either. Disney just acts like
they've just been like they act like they never existed.
We never said that.
We never. What's up? What? What Rian Johnson trilogy?
Yeah.
Who's Rian Johnson?
Yeah.
We've never heard of him.
Take these. Do you need medication? Like, are you hallucinating? We never.
Do you are you struggling with early onset Alzheimer's? Like I have questions.
Yeah, like
very severe questions, but questions
so
nonetheless.
that's kind of whatever. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I guess. I think the game plan right now is definitely TV show, and then we'll see sort of how it goes from there. Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely an exciting time to be a Star Wars fan. But
Definitely.
When isn't it?
It's an exciting time during the sequel trilogy because everyone wanted to burn the sequels to the ground. It was fun to be a prequel trilogy person because you hated the prequels, and then you had people like me and Luca, which are like, I don't understand how anyone could hate the prequels. They're a masterpiece, a work of art, as if the divine itself reached down and blessed us with the prequels.
Right.
So good.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to talk about.
Yeah, go for it.
When are we going to see Clink again in the Bad Batch?
Can we bring Clink back? # bring back Clink. # BBC.
Clink, I'm pretty sure Clink is the genesis for some sort of religion. He has to be. He has to be like some sort of deity, like
within the Trinity. You have Obi-Wan at the top, you have Anakin to the right, and then you have Clink on the left.
Absolutely. Clink have you seen those arms? My boy Clink. Have you
seen them legs? That boy never misses a day at the gym.
Absolutely not. He's got those ribbed tube legs. Like he could
bench a Jedi.
Let's just say if there's any demographic that could change Padme from liking children, liking minors, it's Clink.
It's Clink.
Right, yeah.
It's Clink. You don't want to miss out on Clink, guys. Clink is the third coming.
Yeah.
Yes.
He will descend from the heavens with a sword out of his
mouth,
out of his strong arms and legs, and yeah.
Such a good. I mean, I already have more of a connection to Clink than I do to Rey.
I think instead of having the Vader cameo, I think Crosshair should answer directly to Clink.
I mean, his droid did just get shot. No,
yeah.
Sorry, that was Baines. My mistake. That was Cad Baines.
But yeah, Clink should be kind of like the
Yo, Clink and Cad Bane, give them a TV show.
Yeah.
Give them a TV show.
Why not?
Clink benches and leg presses 4 separatist battle droids at a time. At a time.
I want to see an exhibition match of Wrecker and Clink. Just like going at it.
I got 40 on Clink.
Absolutely.
I got 40. You know what? Change it. I bet my entire life savings on Clink.
Yeah, like next episode they go back to Sid. They're like, you know that loot we could have gotten from the cave, or not the cave, sorry, the cruiser. Yeah, we had to blow it up, and she's like, what? And she sends Clink after them, and you just get a Clink v Wrecker.
Dude, imagine if we had a television series, R2-D2, Chopper, and Clink.
Yeah, in Star Wars droids. It's coming out.
Right, let's do it.
Yeah, have Clink in droids. Droids needs to be a best hits of all the droids.
Exactly.
Chopper, Clink,
and
R2.
3PO, I guess, can have a cameo.
Throw BB-8 in there. You got Dio.
No.
Dio from Rise of Skywalker.
I will dip BB-8 in holy oil and
who else is a good droid that we got?
The guy from Rogue One.
Okay, K2SO. Yes.
The guy from Mandalorian.
Yes, IG-11.
Yep.
IG-11. Yeah.
Bring them all back.
Yeah. Yeah, you got BD1 from Fallen Order.
Yes, you do. BD.
He doesn't
all the way.
speak, but most of them don't anyway. So.
Look, R2 doesn't either. We're fine.
Yeah, a lot of beeps and boops.
When you realize that R2-D2 never had a line of dialogue, and he has more character than Rey. Oof. Oh, L337 from Solo. Yeah.
That if you want to get steamy, absolutely.
I'm all about the steam.
On the one hand,
steam.
you can espout the droid rebellion. On the other hand, you can have Lando enter her exhaust port, so to speak.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Absolutely. There are a lot of good droids, and if you want to bring back HK-47, if you want some good old fashioned
do the mouth breathers require extinction?
Yeah, and the Master's Clink or whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
Exactly.
If you have, I don't know, you should do some kind of what is it called? The subscriber points or whatever. What's it called?
Channel points.
Channel points. Yeah.
Imperial credits. Yep.
Yeah. Can you do like rankings of viewers and stuff?
On
Twitch?
Probably.
Yeah. Well,
I can probably find out how to do it.
Well, you know how Patreon has like different levels of Patreon has different names.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can do that on Discord. I'm not sure if I can do that.
Right. But yeah, on Discord you could do like the choppers, the clinks, the
R2s.
Yeah, I don't know, just an idea.
Or if we're going around the whole the Empire thing, it can be Admiral, Grand Admiral, Moff.
That makes a lot more sense. That's why you're the brains behind the operation.
See, I may be the brains of the operation, but Luca is the substance.
But yeah, no, I think that would definitely be cool. You could have Ensign, and then Lieutenant, and Commodore, Captain, Admiral, Grand Admiral, and then Grand
Admiral
Moff, if you
Moff.
want. Yeah. That'd be really cool. I think.
Although I feel like it would just be Moff, it wouldn't necessarily be Grand Admiral Moff.
Yeah, that's a Navy thing. I don't know what the Army is more just generals, whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, Navy's cool. But yeah, you should definitely do that.
I'll definitely look into that. On that note, we are reaching our hour and a half mark.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Hour and 26 minutes.
Time flies.
We are going to be calling it a evening. It is currently almost 12:30 a.m. where we are.
Really?
So we're going to call it a night.
Jeez, okay.
And that'll be it for us today. I will be trying to do some more streaming sometime this week. As you guys know, I did just get a new job, so I'm literally working anywhere between 7 to 10 hours a day. So I'm usually pretty exhausted. Even the days where I'm able to come home early, I'm usually pretty beat and pretty tired, and I don't want to give you guys subpar content. But yeah, you guys will still be getting the 501st podcast every 2 weeks,
bi-weekly.
Whether that's on a Friday or a Saturday, because there's some nights on Fridays I'm working pretty late. So I might not necessarily be either in the mood or just I'm not going to be able to have my wits about me for the podcast. But you'll definitely get it either every other Friday or every other Saturday. All right. That's going to be it for today. If you guys aren't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, I'm going to leave a link in the chat right now. As well as if you're listening to this and not already followed to our Twitch channel, please hit that follow button. It would be a huge help. For those who are already followed, thank you very much. I seriously appreciate it. Let me quickly write in the chat. So it's youtube.com/ImperialsForce. I think I got that right. Yeah, so that is our YouTube channel. If you guys want to go over to there, subscribe. That all of our podcasts will be stored there. It'll usually come out a day or two after the podcasts go live on Twitch, just because it takes me a while for it to download onto my computer and then upload it to YouTube. But yeah, that's about it. Luca, do you have any last thoughts or anything like that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so if you guys do miss a podcast, make sure to check it out on YouTube.
Yep.
If you do miss one. Also, thanks so much for tuning in.
Yes.
And please leave any topics you may have for discussion, or anything really you want us to talk about in the Discord.
I do have, guys, I did add a section to Discord where you guys can leave your thoughts and your opinions, or any topics you want us to talk about on the podcast. But yeah, Bill says, I love you guys. Yes, thank you, Bill. I appreciate it.
We love you too.
It's a good time.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, on that note, I'm going to call it a day, guys. And we will talk to you guys next time. Adios, guys.
May the force be with you.
There you go.